Game recap. 5 key takeaways from the Packers' loss to the Vikings. In a game filled with ups and downs, the Green Bay Packers fought hard, but ultimately came up short in a 31-29 loss to the Minnesota Vikings at Lambeau Field on Sunday. The game was a roller coaster of emotions, with the Packers finding themselves in a deep hole early on, mounting a comeback, but falling just short in the end. Here's a breakdown of the 5 major takeaways from a frustrating yet competitive loss that dropped the Packers to 2-2. Order 1, a massive deficit dug early. The Packers found themselves in a near-impossible situation early in the game. The Vikings stormed out of the gate, scoring touchdowns on their first 3 drives, while Green Bay stumbled with 2 missed field goals and 2 costly interceptions. By the time the dust settled, Minnesota had built a 28-0 lead with just over 5 minutes left in the first half. "If it could go wrong, it did," said Packers head coach Matt LaFleur. He lamented missed opportunities on both sides of the ball. Linebacker Isaiah McDuffie nearly intercepted Vikings QB Sam Darnold on the 4th play of the game, but the drop led to a 60-yard drive for a touchdown. Defensive penalties also plagued the Packers, contributing to Minnesota's early dominance. On offense, Jordan Love, returning after a 2-week absence, threw 2 early interceptions into tight coverage, stalling productive drives. Rookie kicker Braden Narvison's struggles continued as he missed 2 crucial field goals, one from 37 yards, off the upright, and another from 49 yards, wide right, bringing his total to 5 missed kicks inside 50 yards this season. LaFleur acknowledged the growing pains but remained optimistic about Narvison's development. Order 2, defensive takeaways fueled the comeback. Despite the rocky start, the Packers' defense stepped up in the second half, sparking a rally. 3 Minnesota turnovers breathed life into Green Bay's chances. A muffed punt by Jalen Naylor deep in Vikings territory set up a Jaden Reed touchdown catch just before halftime, cutting the deficit to 28-7. In the third quarter, Xavier McKinney's 4th interception in as many games halted a Minnesota drive near the Packers' end zone. Later, a Kyseian Nixon strip sack, recovered by Edgerrin Cooper at the Vikings' 20-yard line, led to Tucker Kraft's 13-yard touchdown catch, followed by a successful 2-point conversion that brought Green Bay within 6 points at 28-22. Suddenly, the Packers had the momentum and plenty of time left to complete the comeback. 3 turnovers gave the game back to the Vikings. Just when it seemed Green Bay was poised to pull off a miraculous comeback, costly turnovers reared their head once more. After the Vikings extended their lead to 31-22 with a field goal, the Packers' offense faltered again. Love, under pressure from a Minnesota blitz, attempted a deep pass to Dontavion Wicks, but it was easily intercepted by cornerback Byron Murphy Jr. The decision was risky, especially on first down, and Coach LaFleur later admitted, "We got fooled by the look." They brought an all-out pressure. Following a quick 3-and-out by the Packers' defense, tight end Tucker Kraft, who had just scored earlier, fumbled near the sideline after a catch, resulting in the Vikings' 4th takeaway of the game. Despite a late touchdown pass from Love to Wicks with under a minute left, the Packers couldn't recover the onside kick, sealing the Vikings' win and keeping Minnesota undefeated at 4-0. Or 4, Jordan Love's performance, grit and growth. Jordan Love had a mixed outing in his return from injury, setting career highs with 32 completions, 54 attempts, 389 yards, and 4 touchdowns. However, he also tied his career high with 3 interceptions. While his passing numbers were impressive, the early turnovers and missed opportunities loomed large. Love acknowledged his own shortcomings after the game, saying, "We fought the whole game and started making plays later, but just too little, too late. Didn't make enough early on and didn't take advantage early on." Despite the loss, Love's knee held up well, and he said he felt fine. Aside from one painful hit during a scramble in the second quarter, his ability to stay on the field is crucial for Green Bay's future success. Or 5, injuries continue to mount. The Packers' injury woes continued, most notably with the absence of star cornerback Jaire Alexander, who missed the game due to a groin injury suffered late in the week. His absence, along with fellow corner Carrington Valentine, ankle, forced the defense to alter its game plan against Viking star receiver Justin Jefferson, who took full advantage. Coach LaFleur, however, refused to use the injuries as an excuse, stating, "It is what it is. We've got to adjust our game plan if need be." In addition to Alexander, receiver Christian Watson, ankle, and defensive lineman Devontae Wyatt, ankle, both left the game and did not return. Watson's injury occurred on Love's first interception when his leg got caught under a defender, resulting in him being carted off the field. These injuries leave a cloud of uncertainty over the Packers roster heading into next week. Rodnah's emotional reflection, LaFleur's accountability and praise, an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on LaFleur during the first half, when officials refused to grant him a timeout, was a rare moment of frustration for the head coach. "I'm absolutely embarrassed," LaFleur admitted. "When you expect composure from your team and then you're doing that, that's a bad look." Despite the frustrations, LaFleur praised his team's character and effort. "These guys battled. It's interesting when you're down 28-0 how you're going to respond, and I think you saw the character of our locker room today." In the end, the Packers have much to build on as they look to rebound, but this loss served as a humbling reminder of the challenges they still face. The team must learn from the mistakes made, but the fight they showed in the second half demonstrates they won't go down without swinging.